Power, control, fear. These are the forces that define one of the most secretive and dangerous organizations in the world, the Albanian Mafia. But how did a small group of individuals rise to dominate global crime, infiltrate legitimate industries, and outsmart law enforcement at every turn? And more importantly, why does their influence keep growing while others fall apart? This isn't just a story of crime. It's a story of strategy, loyalty, and sheer ruthlessness. But there's a dark truth hidden in their success, and today, we're unmasking it one layer at a time. The Albanian Mafia didn't emerge overnight. Their roots stretch deep into a history of conflict, hardship, and survival. After years of communist rule and isolation, Albania faced a chaotic transition in the 1990s. During this period, thousands fled the country, but some didn't just seek freedom. They sought opportunity. And that's where the story of the Albanian Mafias begin. They weren't just escaping a collapsing system, they were building one of their own. These criminal networks didn't just survive. They thrived, carving out a global empire while staying hidden in plain sight. But how did they pull this off? What's their secret to staying one step ahead of everyone? Police, rivals, even governments? Well, the answer lies in their methods, and they're more chilling than you think. At the heart of the Albanian Mafia's success lies an ancient code, canon. This isn't just a set of rules. It's their DNA, loyalty to the family, protection of their own, and a blood feud system that demands vengeance at any cost. This code creates unbreakable bonds within the organization, but it also makes them untouchable. Betrayal isn't just punished, it's erased. This tight-knit loyalty ensures that even the most sophisticated police operations struggle to find informants. But loyalty is just the beginning. The fall of the Soviet Union and the chaos that followed provided the perfect opportunity. The Albanian Mafia didn't waste time. They moved fast, seizing control of smuggling routes across Europe. Smuggling drugs, weapons, even people. They're always one step ahead. For them, nothing is off limits. Speaking of staying one step ahead, why don't you take a second to subscribe for more stories like this? Because the deeper we go, the darker this tale gets, and you won't want to miss it. Unlike other mafias, the Albanians didn't limit themselves to one territory. They went global. From the streets of Italy to the ports of South America, their influence stretches across continents. But here's the genius. Rather than fighting rival organizations, they work with them. Take their partnership with the Italian Mafia. While the Italians produce drugs, the Albanians handle logistics. They're the ones smuggling millions of dollars worth of cocaine into Europe. This cooperation not only minimizes conflict but multiplies profits. But then there's the part you don't see. They've infiltrated legitimate businesses like real estate, construction, even banking. On the surface, it all looks clean. Behind the scenes, though, it's a web of money laundering and corruption. And it's not just about money. These legitimate fronts provide political connections. So, how do they manage to keep all of this under wraps? That's where things take a darker turn. The Albanian Mafia is known for one thing above all: precision. Their violence isn't random. It's calculated. Whether it's eliminating a threat or sending a message, they act quickly and quietly. Victims vanish. Rivals disappear. And fear spreads without a single word being spoken. But violence isn't their only weapon. They're masters of manipulation. Using bribes and blackmail, they've influenced everyone from small-town officials to high-ranking politicians. And then there's their recruitment strategy. It starts young. Teenagers brought into the fold, taught the code, and sworn to secrecy. By the time they're adults, they're fully committed. Breaking that commitment? Unthinkable. But perhaps the most terrifying thing is their ability to adapt. Crypto for money laundering. The dark web for trafficking. Advanced technology to stay ahead of law enforcement. Every time authorities catch up, the Albanian Mafia has already moved on to the next thing. Their success comes with a cost. and it's a price the rest of the world pays. Europe's drug crisis? Fueled in part by their trafficking networks. Human trafficking? They've turned it into a billion-dollar industry. These aren't just crimes, they're industries of suffering. And yet, they remain untouchable. Their decentralized structure makes it nearly impossible to dismantle them. Even if one clan is taken down, others rise to take its place. This isn't just a crime problem, it's a human problem. Victims of trafficking, families torn apart by addiction, communities living in fear. These are the hidden scars left by their empire. But here's the question no one's asking. If they're so powerful, what's keeping them from going even further? Could we be looking at the beginning of something even bigger? Despite their influence, the Albanian Mafia stays in the shadows. No flashy displays of wealth. No public power moves. They're like ghosts, everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And this secrecy is their greatest strength. While other mafias collapse under the weight of their own notoriety, the Albanians grow stronger. But then there's the ultimate question. Can they ever be stopped? Law enforcement faces an uphill battle. Jurisdictional challenges, lack of informants, and their global network make it nearly impossible to take them down. Here's the twist. They've grown so powerful that even legitimate industries rely on their influence. What happens when the line between crime and business disappears completely? There's an unseen side to their operations, a dark underbelly often overlooked. Beneath their carefully curated public fronts lies a network of exploitation and oppression. From forced labor to sex trafficking, the victims of the Albanian Mafia's operations endure a grim reality. The organization's ability to maintain control comes at a brutal cost to those ensnared in their web. Promises of a better life are twisted into nightmares of bondage and fear. It's a shadow economy built on human suffering, hidden behind the veneer of legitimate business. Their reach extends far beyond Europe. The Albanian Mafia's influence spans the globe, from the United States to Asia. They adapt seamlessly to local markets, forming alliances with other criminal organizations and leveraging regional resources to expand their empire. In the US, they've infiltrated the drug trade, collaborating with local gangs to distribute narcotics across major cities. In Asia, they exploit the region's intricate shipping networks to smuggle illegal goods. Their adaptability and strategic partnerships have made them a formidable force worldwide. Law enforcement agencies worldwide face an uphill battle dismantling the Albanian Mafia's sprawling network. International cooperation is critical, yet daunting. Their decentralized structure and unbreakable loyalty make infiltration nearly impossible. To combat their operations, authorities are turning to advanced surveillance technologies and targeted financial sanctions. But this fight is far from over. Taking down such an entrenched organization demands relentless effort and constant innovation. The Albanian Mafia's story isn't just about crime. It's about power, strategy, and survival. From the ancient code of canon to their global dominance, they've created a seemingly unstoppable empire. Yet their success comes at a price the world continues to pay. So, what lies ahead? Will they remain dominant, or will their empire eventually crumble under its own weight? One thing is certain, their story isn't over. If you've made it this far, let us know in the comments. What do you think is the secret to their success? And what other stories would you like us to explore? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. After all, the world's most powerful secrets are best uncovered one story at a time.